Hello and welcome to the brightly lit tavern in House Kundarak for what will be the level 7 edition of the Battles of Brother Purple. Contrary to my expectations when I started out this journey, we seem to be doing rather well. We've been going along very nicely on Reaper 1. Just ran the depth chain in Dineath before taking level 7, and he had no problem at all in there between the healing key and the quick strike, albeit the Reaper's strike, especially in those short quests where you can just whack it on whenever it comes off cooldown. That's a big help to us. So I'm not under any illusions that I'm leaning a little bit on that, but even so, we're doing quite nicely. So I'm not complaining at all. Thanks, Doc, for the information regarding the quarterstaffs that I could have taken between, around 2 and now. Quite a few of them that you mentioned I wasn't aware of. The nicked staff we did actually do, as you'll be aware if you've got this far, the marketplace chain, and unfortunately we didn't get one of those, but it does look markedly better than the one that I was using up to this point. There's a bit of a spoiler in there because I'm kind of implying that we've got something better now. You did mention this elemental bloom thing. Now I'm amazed that I kept one, because I would never do anything with quarterstaves normally. It was just sort of lying in the back of my main character's bank, gathering dust. And so here we are. So why is this such a sought after weapon? I'm guessing in part because of the, well, maybe wholly because of the crit profile, yes. So we remember this sword to plowshares gives us an extra 2 crit range, so we were on an 18 to 20 times 2. This weapon has a times 3 crit damage, so that's very nice for starters, for big booming crits, and also an extra 1 on its crit profile, so we're now critting on a 17 to 20 and doing 3 times the damage, so that already is a big boost. I've run a couple of quests since changing, and it has. Sorry about the dog barking up there. She's quite a good guard dog. She sees people coming wandering through the road. Yes, it has made quite a substantial difference already. Now you'll recall with our imbue, we get this additional force damage on crit. So now we're critting a lot more. That's going to trigger a lot more, and you'll notice the purple outline on the targets when that does happen. We've got another interesting thing on there as well. Well, 2 actually. The body feeder, temporary hit points, is quite nice, although that can only trigger... Oh, it says last up to a minute. Oh, well, so maybe we will always have, more or less, this temporary 15 hit point shield, because we'll be critting quite often. It's once in every 5, is that? With my dodgy maths. Yeah, one shot in every 5 will be a crit and grant those hit points, so that's great. Another little barrier of defense. And this paralyzing, I first looked at it and thought 17 DC, not amazing. But they can always roll a 1, I think, can't they? Which, if I'm correct, is an auto fail. And I have seen that going off quite often. Given that we do strike through, and we're going to be hitting generally more than 1 target with each shot, that's quite a few chances to get a 1. So between that and the Ruby of the Snow Peaks that I've slotted, I think we're in quite a good place for getting some helpless opponents, so that's nice. The only doubt I have is, do we still have Ghost Touch, because our level 2 weapon from the Borderlands had Ghost Touch on it. Now my initial thought is no, because this weapon doesn't appear to have anything, and there's nothing in our gear. But I have encountered a couple of Reapers, and I haven't yet seen, I don't think, that message, that incorporeal, miss, miss, miss. And it is usually quite obvious when you're missing repeatedly, something like that, especially when it's in your face and trying to kill you. So I was wondering if, although it doesn't mention it, our imbue, a little bit like the Eldritch Knight imbue, which it would make sense, wouldn't it, because it's a similar thing, if that is actually giving us ghost touch, but it's not mentioned. Now that I don't know. We'll have to do some experimenting, and if we get mauled by a Reaper, I will just have to bite the bullet and swap the Ruby of the Snow Peaks out and put a ghost touch one in there. A Ghost Bane, I think it's called, isn't it? If indeed we have one. I think we should. Otherwise, no other changes to the gear. The gear is pretty good already, I think, for the level we're at, giving us a crazy amount of heal amp, so that's nice. What else do we have noted? Oh, the healing hands now, out of combat or without the Reaper healing nerf, is giving often around 300, which as you can see is easily enough to heal us back to max. I was curious actually, as we are going to be investing, well, at least until Epic, in two universal trees, both of which give a pet or companion. Can you have them both out together? And the answer to that is no. We have the cat out at the moment, and if we trigger the snowy owl, you can see the cat's no longer highlighted and the snowy owl appears, and then back to the cat. Actually, it's debatable which one is the best to have, a 2 bonus to spot or a spell power, which I don't think we're using at all, are we? Actually, the cat is less intrusive. The owl flying about all over the place I like less, so we'll stick with the cat for now. I mentioned that our UMD, despite the fact I've invested into it, is pretty lamentable, unfortunately, at the moment. That's even despite the fact he's got a tome to help it. We can't, I think we had a 15% chance to use a teleport scroll, so I haven't even packed them, or the Raise Dead scroll, same, which you can first use at 7. So we're just going to have to be patient on that score. Skills wise, as we're in here, I put some in balance, concentration for the key, a few in heal, because I'm hoping that might affect the healing hands, and some in jump, as you know, and UMD. And that's it. The main question I have now is, does this imbue grant us ghost touch against the Reapers? The evidence so far, admittedly limited evidence, suggests that it perhaps does, because I don't think I've been seeing the mischance, or maybe I've just been very lucky. You'll recall my tactic with Reaper is just to hit the Reaper strike, the double strike, hitting them with their own thing, and the quick strike to give us a huge bonus on double strike, and just try to kill them before they kill us. The quick strike, it's on. Does it say it on there? It doesn't, but it's on hit only. So if you miss with it, you don't get the bonus. So I'm having to pay attention to the timing of the shot and make sure there's something within range when I hit it, and hopefully it hits, that kind of thing. I had deserted the key bolt because it was really lackluster in my opinion, but maybe we can use it as another possible ranged option, because at the moment we have a very lackluster shuriken, and we are generating key to burn, so I can totally justify throwing a few at this, especially as it's only 5. I thought quest-wise, I hope you folks have not been thinking, oh, it's dragging on forever, these ones where I've done several, because I was thinking to do the 4 in Kundarak today, the level 5 ones that people often do for the banking favour. All reasonably quick quests, so I thought maybe we could have a go at those and take our new elemental bloom for a bit of a test run and see if indeed the Reapers are resisting our shots now. Okay, so this is the worst part of this quest. This first bit with these ice mephits can really hurt. We do, as you'll recall, have some fairly decent resistances because I've slotted some topazes in there. I would love to be able to cast a scroll of fire shield hot right now, but with our current UMD I think the game would just laugh at me if I tried, so we don't even have them equipped. So we're going to go in straight away with the Reaper Strike, Quick Strike, healing key thing. Yeah, it's nice. Still another one there somewhere. Beautiful. Oh, look how badly the fire imbue damaged them. Okay, down we go. Now fire actually is going to serve as well against the trolls in here too.
You are struck by the familiar aroma.
There are occasions where I will have to turn the imbue off, I'm sure, like against Kratos in the snitch, which we've already done. You saw the paralyze thing triggering there, as well as the body feeder temp hit point. Let's just give the old key bolt a try against that shaman. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? So it seems like we do have a slightly better ranged option in the key bolt than the shuriken are at the moment. Let's see what it can do to that jelly. Not bad. And you'll recall that because we imbue our weapon with the shadow thing from the Fade Arc tree, we're not bothered what we're attacking. It's never going to take weapon damage, provided that imbue thing is still active. That's the only slight bone of contention I have with that. Oh, we can paralyze an elemental. Wow, that's something. Awesome stuff. Happy days. So I think we can say this elemental bloom thing comes recommended. If any of you have one and haven't done a monk life yet, there could be some fun in store for you. Look at this. Sailing along at the moment, aren't we? I'm loath to say this because probably 3 will pop up at once, but I really would quite like a Reaper to pop up and sort of... Ah, here we go. Now, are we getting some... Yes, we are getting some misses. Okay. So I need to do something about that. So our imbue, unlike the Eldritch one, does not grant Ghost Touch. So I definitely will need to correct that, because the Reapers will get much tougher. I'm impressed with the number of times these will saves are being failed. I guess we're still on a low enough level that perhaps a will save might be failed on more than just a 1. I think there's a bit of lag there, yes. So just in the in the interests of keeping the flow of the things going, I'm not going to bother to change the to the ghost touch thing right now, which could cause us some problems because there are some wraiths, and in fact one of the end bosses is a ghosty type thing, isn't it? So that could be fun times. I'm crying foul on that anyway. This should do what the Eldritch Knight one does. I keep hearing people saying that monks have been nerfed and this and that, so maybe that's another one of the things people can complain about. Yeah, we're suffering badly now, aren't we, from the incorporeal mischance. Really badly. That could kill us if we're not... It's a shame because it means we're going to lose the Snow Peak thing, which is unfortunate. Let's just show you the healing hand thing here. Look at that. That's obviously outside of the Reaper nerf. Wow. Will be good against these wolves. Look at the imbue going. Nice purple numbers. Right, now we're going to need some jump here, aren't we? I'm still not sure it'll be enough. We can probably just walk right through this, can't we? But I think I might have got over it anyway there. There are one or two of those in this chain, aren't there? Oh, what am I doing? I didn't pull the lever. It's always something. Wow, where the paralysing thing is hitting a lot more than I'd thought. I think we'll see a fall off in that obviously as we get higher up, but it's doing a nice little job for us at the moment. So perhaps we won't miss too much the freezing ice because the paralysed one is hitting a lot more than that is. And do we want to... oh no, he's come down. I was going to say we could try the key bolt against this thing. Healing key. Oh, do you know, I was going to get there eventually, that the imbue was healing it. Dearie me. Yeah. If you're not fast, you're last. And I think I was way last on that one, wasn't I? Crikey. I should have cottoned on that a fire imbue would not be particularly clever against that thing. Can we just go out through there? I'm liking the speed of this thing, by the way, and the sort of slow fall, as it's called, and the fall animation in general. That's quite immersive. Look there, he sort of shuffles his legs to one side as he falls down. Now these are level 6, aren't they? I could really be tempting fate trying this without the ghost touch. But for the purposes of the video, I don't want to be messing about going to pick up a ghost touch item. A ghost touch augment, rather. I think this is the one where you mustn't break the boxes because all sorts of stuff can spawn. Right, jump. Yeah, we got hit by that. That's a more difficult one to time generally, and I usually get hit by it. So evasion comes in handy at times like that. And electrical resist, which we have. Avoided it there. Okay, so now we're just going to try and cruise through here, avoiding all the boxes, and we'll turn and fight the things once we get to the end of the section with the boxes, because every box would spawn an opponent if you don't know this quest. Or if they don't want to come after us, we'll just leave them to it. Same here, I think breaking these vases will spawn other things. I'm having a hard time not going after the souls. Remnant of the last caster life. Oh, misses there. Are they all gonna wake up? I thought they only woke up if you broke the boxes. The vases. I think we've just got 2 in here. Nice shot. So basically, it's as simple as it gets here. Leading with the healing key to have whatever the opponent is give me healing back when I hit it. Making sure we get the quick strike in whenever it's off cooldown, because it's a decent attack on its own right, but also the following 10 seconds give you a really nice bonus to double strike. And if the health really takes a big plunge, hit the healing hands from the Asimar tree. This is another section I just like to run through, not to break anything. And there is a trap at the end which we'll just jump over, hopefully. Get the double strike thing on. Oh, Mr. Reaper. Yeah, that's not happening, is it? That's really bad. We do need to attend to that. Now the final quest in this chain has wraith mini bosses and a sort of a ghost boss at the end, doesn't it? So I think we're really tempting fate not changing that thing there. We could try and make more use against such targets of the key bolt, couldn't we? Because that's obviously not going to be subject to the incorporeal business. Have to try and remember that. So a mixture there of disappointment and egg on face when finding out the imbue does not in fact grant ghost touch. But fact finding as well. Okay.
The silence hanging in the chilled air of this compound is broken only by the unearthly groans of the forgotten sacrifice.
So yes, let's remember in here to lead with the key bolts. Now if you don't have, actually we could probably evade all these when they pop up. When you hit the levers in here, all these drains spout poison and it's just a death trap. If you stand here, you can do it without hitting anything. But I think we could have probably evaded anyway. Let's try the key then. I think it hit him quite nicely. Yeah, we're suffering badly. Key bolt again. Yeah, that was horrible. Now we'll just sit here and wait. Use our healing potions once the Reaper nerf wears off. I'm glad it was horrible, to be honest, because it's a clear indication that it's not negotiable to put the Ghost Touch augment in. No Sleet Storm here. That's something else freedom of movement would have protected against. If a champion hunter week comes around, I'll try and find purple an eternal flask of freedom of movement to use from level 1. He can't use the one my main character has, as they are bound to account. So make sure we lead with the key bolt again. I think the key bolt might be the one for these. Yes, nice. We found a use for it. You see the force outline around the target there of the crit. I'm gonna miss you, Ruby of the Snow Peaks, but you're just gonna have to go, I'm afraid. Now if we're quick enough we can go in here while the double strike's still active. Although if you miss anyway with it, it's not gonna help matters, is it? Goodness me. It's a 50% miss chance, I think. It feels like more the way all those things come flashing up. Without the key bolt, we would have been in desperate trouble, I think, there. We got... oh, I thought we had. I think those zombies behind us do come to life. No, maybe not. Okay. Last one, I think. Oh God, it's a boss. I suppose I can attack while the key bolt's on cooldown and just hope for something. Goodness me, yeah.
Fades into nothingness, and suddenly the air gains back a measure of warmth. In the distance, you hear stone grating against stone.
Okay. So we've got the 2 healing hands if we need it. Now the good news is there's a white and 2 arcane skeletons, all of which we can smash up with the staff. But the bad news is the boss is a ghost thing, which we could have all sorts of trouble against, couldn't we? Let's see how they like it. Oh, and a Reaper as well. And my shield just ran out. That could be really bad. Oh my word. Happy days. We got the Famine Reaper out of the way. That's the essential, I think. Now you, key bolt. Healing key. Bolt. I'll just keep swinging away, hope to hit him, and then every time the bolt's on cooldown I'll hammer him with it. Okay. on cooldown, off cooldown. So, not the most graceful of runs through, but we got there. I think we saw enough to know that if I do swap that augment, we're going to have a really tasty weapon there. We're still going to have the paralyzed thing, and it surprised me to see that it works against stuff I wouldn't expect, like those big rock elementals. So that could be, yeah, this could be a really bright future for us in this life. Now, I'm certainly not an advocate of farming for anything, but if you were planning a monk stick life, this weapon, this elemental bloom, feels like it could be the cornerstone of such a thing. I have pinpointed a weapon, as I mentioned before, that looks good for level 20, which we can get for commendations of villagers of Evening Star. That's the, is it Stout Oak walking stick? That has a similarly decent crit profile by the looks of it. And also I think gives a knockdown on a 20, is it? Which would be tasty. A bit like the that thing in the Inquisitive tree where you get a 20 and the thing just gets knocked down with no save. So that sounds like something to be looked forward to. Right, without further ado, I will go and sort this augment business out so you don't have to wait through such onerous boss fights in future. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you in the next one. Take care.